The Boston mayor got elected after running on a campaign to shut down criminal enforcement by the city prosecutors on a bunch of crimes that, well, she didn't think were such big deals, like theft and breaking and entering and drug dealing and so on. She is still the mayor and is pushing these progressive campaigns on her citizenry in Boston. And I bet you they reelect her. Speaking about Boston, since we've talked about it this morning, the mayor, Michelle Wu, who we've talked about before, is now saying that, among other weird stuff, we've talked about this, she wants to abolish the gang registry because she doesn't want to keep track of gangs. She said criminal behavior such as theft will not be prosecuted in Boston. She was sponsored by a 501c4 organization that tracks progressive officials. And she wanted to transform Boston, and she's been doing it, into a progressive, bold laboratory. She said she wants non-citizens to vote because, well, I don't know. I was going to give you a reason, but it doesn't make any sense. And then she said that there's a do not prosecute list of dozens of charges that Boston will no longer prosecute with the DA's office. That includes shoplifting, larceny, disorderly conduct, receiving stolen property, driving with a suspended license, breaking and entering with property damage, wanton malicious destruction of property, threats, minor in possession of alcohol, marijuana possession, possession with intent to distribute drugs, non-marijuana drug possessions. All of those crimes, some of which are felonies, are no longer prosecuted in Boston because the progressive thing to do is not prosecute criminals. Are you listening to me?
Oh my goodness.
And she wants the police demilitarized. They shouldn't have the ability to use tear gas or rubber bullets or dogs. And she wants to know which police are white supremacists, as if they're going to say, hey, well, that would be me.
And does color come into play at all?
Well,
because there's some of them call black cops white supremacists too. So,
well,
we need clarification.
You were classified certain ways like that, weren't you, at one time?
Oh yeah, I mean, Nancy Pelosi, she said you white supremacists not having a rally in my city when I was in California.
She wants to create a more equitable city. She's like Nancy Pelosi, I guess, for generations to come. But this is the same person who had that party for the city employees on the council, but didn't invite the white ones. Remember, she should only have parties for the city council members that are not white. Remember that party that she had, and she invited the non-whites, but the whites got copies of the invitation by accident. But don't come because you're white. How did they elect people like this?
Because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people are not getting the news that is happening. A lot of people, and they purposely keep people out of the loop.
Well, listen to
who keep people out of the loop.
The state attorney general, Andrea Campbell, was asked to investigate whether having a city party with city money and discriminating against the white council members should be investigated as a breach of all these civil rights laws in Massachusetts. The state attorney general said the Electeds of Color holiday party will not be investigated, and she's not looking into it.
What?
Meaning the attorney general of the state of Massachusetts supports racial discrimination based on your color if your color is white.
Yeah. There's this thing, I'm pretty sure you've heard this. They're saying that if you're black, you can't be racist. Have you heard of that? You've heard of that, right?
Yeah, of course.
So them excluding white people from an event is not them being racist. They're just doing what they've justified it in their minds because they said that white people have excluded black people from so many things in the past that it's completely fine. It's okay for them to discriminate against white people. If this was an event specifically for white people and said blacks were not allowed, the NAACP, the ACLU, CNN, MSDNC, NBC, ABC, every last organization, indivisible, MoveOn.org, every last one of them, along with Trans Tifa and BLM, would try to burn that organization to the ground. Every last one of them. But you don't ever see that happening. But when they do it the other way, it's perfectly fine. There should be lawsuits against them right now, against the DA, against all of them.
The state attorney general said no. In other words, there had been complaints to the state attorney general saying this is racism. And the state attorney general said, I'm not going to investigate it.
That's wild.
Is that amazing?
Yeah.
And she's running for re-election.
And probably going to win. Going to win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And again, a lot of the people, they're never, ever privy to this information.
Unbelievable. Well, at least we know about it, and ATP people are going to know about it. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah.